Good day, everyone. I will share to you what happens during an immigrant visa interview. And in the process, you will learn some tips and tricks that you can use during your own visa interview. Disclaimer: what I will be sharing to you is based on my own experience for the US visa immigrant interview here in Singapore. Even though I had my visa interview done here, it will be similar to the process that you will be undergoing in the future. I made it as detailed as possible, so please stay tuned and click the subscribe button for more updates. Feel free to leave a comment or suggestions or questions so I can help you with your upcoming visa interview process. I arrived at the US Embassy at 9 a.m. My appointment schedule was scheduled at 9:30 in the morning. I showed my appointment letter, DS-260 confirmation sheet, and passport to the guard waiting outside at the main entrance. She asked me to proceed to the main entrance for security check, wherein I left my cell phone and had my things scanned through a machine. And yes, here in Singapore, you can bring your cell phone and leave it at the main entrance locker. You can also bring a bag, as I saw most of the people who came in were carrying a bag. Because on our part, we only brought our document using a plastic container, fearing that it was not allowed, based on the numerous logs and advices from different people. But please do check with your country's US Embassy's guidelines, as not all have this kind of privilege. Like in the Philippines, you really have to leave it at home. You have to go through 2 security checks. That's how strict they are when it comes to visitors. You will then be asked to proceed to a room where the windows counters 1 to 8 are located. You have to show your appointment letter to an employee waiting at the entrance. She politely asked us to sit down and wait for our names to be called. As I sat there waiting, I noted that Windows 1 to 6 has a very long queue or line. They entertain other types of visa issues and processes, while Windows 7 to 8 are specifically designated for those going for their visa interview applications. The counter looks like a typical glass window counter, cashier type. It's like those from the Western Union or Palawan Express. For the interview, you will be interviewed right there and then at the window. If you have a dependent with you, she will accompany you together. It is not a one-on-one interview like what happens during a job interview. You will not be given that much privacy, as you can hear them talking, especially if the consulate uses the microphone. FYI, you don't have to come as early, as they will only call you during your stated schedule time. Going 1 hour before will really make you feel miserable. Imagine, no cell phone or no one to talk to for 1 hour. Tip: if ever you came early, sit nearest to the Windows 7 and 8 so you can get some helpful tips or scenarios. They often speak loud so you can overhear them. Finally, at 9:40 a.m., my name was called for to proceed to Windows 7. If you have a dependent with you, they won't call her name out. So the primary applicant's name is called. It is considered for the both of you. The consulate officer at Windows 7 will tell you that you will undergo a document verification in this counter, and that it is not the actual interview visa process yet. You will be then asked to submit the original documents one by one, and the consulate officer will compare it with the documents she has which she has submitted to CGFNS before. Upon looking at her through the glass window, you can see that she has a colored scanned copy of those documents, which is filed properly with a fastener on top. After she deems that original documents you have shown is compatible with the one she has, she will then verify via stamping it with a matching signature. What are the documents that the consulate officer from Windows 7 asked from me? Number 1, passport. Number 2, identification card or IC, or the ID from the current country of employment. Number 3, new photo. They will return your old photo which you submitted before and ask for a latest one. FYI, there is a photo booth inside the US Embassy of Singapore. Number 4, birth certificate. For the Philippines, make sure it came from the PSA or Philippine Statistic Authority. You can check with the logo on the upper left portion. Certificates issued by the NSO would not be accepted anymore. Number 5, marriage certificate. This is where I had a problem. I lost the original version which I have sent them initially. Upon request of my next marriage certificate, it looked a bit different in terms of the color of the paper, which I only realized when I saw what was she looking at during that time. So she questioned me. She said it's a different copy. I told her I lost the original one, but it is the same as I requested it from the same government department, which is PSA. So she scanned and read through the document from top to bottom. Good thing she approved it. Number 6. Singapore Nursing Board Practicing Certificate, or your current nursing license card or ID in the current country you are working at. Number 7. PRC ID, or your original country's registered nurse license card. For me, I misplaced my original copy and requested a new one, wherein she immediately spotted the difference. Good thing she only asked for an extra scanned copy of that particular ID for them to keep. Number 8. Visa Screen, which was sent to me by my agency 2 weeks prior to my interview date. Number 9. Singapore Police Clearance. 2 types, the original one which was considered expired and the latest one which I requested 1 month before the interview date. FYI, they will take the original copy for the SG Police Clearance. Number 10. NBI Clearance. I also brought my old expired copy, as well as the newly requested one. FYI, they will take the upper part of the original copy and will only give you back the lower half, which is the personal copy. Number 11. The TOR and the RLE. Number 12. Diploma. For me, my diploma was approximately the half size of a cartolina. You can thank my school for that. I offered her if she wants the original one or the certified true copy, which was as A4 size. She still requested for the original one. Number 13. Job Offer Letter. Upon giving my job offer letter, she asked me some questions. Number 1. How much is your salary rate? Number 2. Which hospital are you headed to? Number 3. What is the address of that hospital? Number 4. What is your petitioner's name? Tip: you must memorize the specific details listed in your job order letter. So I answered accordingly to the details listed in the document. Another tip: keep it short and simple. Only answer the questions what is being asked. No addendums, no ad-libs. Less talk, less mistake. Number 14. Notarized Contract of Agreement. Both job order letter and contract of agreement should be duly notarized by a registered attorney. Number 15. Nclex Candidate Report. Number 16. Ielts Report. For my wife or for my dependent, they only ask few things, like for the passport, the IC, photo, birth certificate, police clearance, and NBI clearance. So let's have a recap. These are the things that the consulate officer asked from me. My agent gave me a list of the documents to prepare, which included everything that the consular officer asked, plus the following. Number 17, appointment letter, which I used prior to the main entrance of the building and of course at the entrance of this room. Number 18 is printed copy of the DS-260. Number 19, employment certificates. Then for my dependents, these are the list. All of this I have an original copy, plus a photocopied ones properly filed in a plastic book binder, plus extra copies just in case I needed them. For me, I brought one small folder with dividers, which I only use for the photocopied one, and another plastic book binder for the original one as listed above. Then, another giant plastic book binder for the rest of my original documents with photocopy, which included everything from my nursing career and legal documents. Tip: I should have placed the original ones in the folder with dividers. You should put it in a place where it will be easily pulled out. I had a hard time pulling it out from the plastic book binder due to the nerves plus the shaky hands I was having. You will most likely submit the original ones only. Prepare the photocopied ones for those documents you have updates or has been expired, like the NBI clearance, police clearance, and other licenses. After she collects and verifies all of your document, a letter will be given to you, and they will ask you to read it, stating, currently you have a job order waiting for you in the United States. If ever you have a change or lost your job order, you have to inform the nearest US Embassy as soon as possible. Don't sign it yet. You will sign it under oath later on the next window. She will then ask you if you have registered for the Aramex delivery or pick up for the US Visa passport. I told her yes. If no, she will help you and guide you right there and then. After that, she asked me to take a seat and wait to be called by window 8. Time check, 10:10 a.m. We waited for around 20 minutes then, before our name was called for the actual visa interview. Time check, it's 10:30 in the morning. The consulate officer in window 8 asked us one by one to swear with our right hands up that everything that is written and submitted to them were true and that there were no deliberate falsification of informations or documents to the best of our knowledge. Then he asked us to sign the embassy's job order agreement form. Then, they will do an electronic fingerprint scanning for you and your dependent one at a time. After that, the actual interview starts. These are the questions he asked me. Number 1, how much is your salary rate? Number 2, which hospital are you headed to? Number 3, what is the address of that hospital? And number 4, what is your petitioner's name? I was thinking, oh, in Windows 7, she asked me these questions. Maybe she was preparing me for this moment. Number 5, what is your agency? Number 6, is your agency direct or does it own a hospital? Or is it a staffing type kind of agency? Number 7, what is your position or profession when you get there in the United States? Number 8, have you ever lived in other places other than the ones stated in your DS 260? Number 9, who referred you to this agency? It is quite nerve-wracking. Each question answered is followed by a moment of silence and keyboard typing sounds, which causes more anxiety for me. Then after the Q&A portion, he told us that everything looks good and will approve it by tomorrow. Then, he returned all the original documents and IDs except for the police clearance and NBI clearance, as well as your passport. Tip: please check one by one to make sure nothing is missing. It is better to be sure than to regret it later on. After returning the documents, he ended the conversation by saying, "Have a good day." We finished at 10:50 in the morning, approximately 20 minutes. We were not actually sure if we passed the interview, as he told us it will be approved by tomorrow. So not sure if we would celebrate. But upon consulting with my agent and other relatives in the United States, they said it is good as passed already. So we left the building at 11:05 in the morning and went home. So total of roughly 2 hours, including the waiting time. If you count for the actual process itself, it only lasted around 50 to 60 minutes. I checked for the status online at 4 p.m. It showed ready. Ready meaning for interview, meaning no change from the status before. The next day, I checked my status online at 11 in the morning, which I was on duty then. And the status changed to administrative processing. If you will read it there, it is stated that it is undergoing administrative processing, which can take several weeks. Of course, it made me very anxious. I was worried that there was a problem during the verification process, and it will take several weeks. Good thing I was so busy that shift that it kept me occupied away from the anxious feeling. I was having mixed emotions. I was happy because there were some changes, but at the same time, I was more anxious because of what I have read. So at 2 p.m., I rechecked and showed visa issued. Stated there, your visa has been printed and ready to be mailed or collected. Of course, I was very happy then. I could not stop smiling even though I had a busy shift. So that's the only time wherein I felt really celebrating. So I was really happy and contented that everything went smoothly. Then 2 days after, I got an email and a call from Aramex stating that the visa passport is ready for pickup. Wow, 2 days only, right? And the visa packet was ready to be picked up. So I claimed my package 3 days after, as it landed on the Holy Week. I will show you a video of it soon about the package and what are the things included in it and what to do as well as what not to do. I will also show you a video of my medical examination process. So click the subscribe button for more updates and help me grow my channel to be able to help you more in the future. Hope I have given you some informations which would benefit you when you have your own US immigrant visa interview. So good luck and see you in the United States. God bless everyone.